Hey fellow gardeners, if you're watching this, you probably want your tomato plants to produce those massive, juicy fruits that everyone envies. Today, I'm going to share the Amish method for growing giant tomatoes, a secret that relies on smart companion planting and tried and true techniques passed down through generations. Before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and drop a comment below if you want more in-depth gardening tips like this. Your support helps us bring more of these practical guides straight to your garden. When it comes to tomatoes, size really does matter. The Amish have long known that the key to enormous, healthy tomatoes isn't just fertilizer or watering schedules. It's the way they plant them, the companions they choose, and how they nourish the soil. Let's get into the core of this method. The first secret of the Amish method is companion planting. Unlike traditional approaches where tomatoes stand alone in rows, the Amish pair them with specific herbs and flowers that naturally repel pests, improve soil health, and even enhance flavor. Basil is perhaps the most famous companion. Planted alongside tomatoes, basil can boost growth and repel harmful insects like aphids and whiteflies. But the Amish don't stop at basil. They often add marigolds, which exude a scent that deters nematodes in the soil, and borage, whose leaves attract beneficial pollinators while adding trace minerals that tomatoes thrive on. In practical terms, a small backyard gardener might plant 1 tomato per square foot, surrounding it with 2 or 3 basil plants, 1 borage, and a border of marigolds. For larger gardens, the ratio can be adjusted so that for every 10 tomato plants, you have about 20 basil, 10 borage, and a continuous line of marigolds on the edges. The result is a micro-ecosystem where tomatoes are nourished naturally and protected against common pests, reducing the need for chemical sprays. The next cornerstone of the Amish method is soil preparation. These gardeners understand that giant tomatoes need more than just sunlight. They require nutrient-rich, loose, and well-draining soil. Many Amish gardeners start by mixing garden soil with aged compost, manure, and a handful of wood ash for potassium. The ratio they often follow is roughly 3 parts soil to 1 part compost and 1 part well-rotted manure, with a small sprinkling of ash mixed in lightly to avoid over-alkalizing the soil. They don't just dump it in the ground, though. The soil is loosened to a depth of about 12 to 15 inches, ensuring roots can grow deep and access nutrients. Some even place a small handful of bone meal near the base of each transplant to give early phosphorus support for strong root development. For everyday gardeners, this step alone can transform average tomatoes into giants. Watering might sound simple, but the Amish method has a rhythm. Instead of shallow, frequent watering, they soak the base of the plants deeply once or twice a week, encouraging roots to grow downward rather than just near the surface. This deep watering allows the plants to survive hotter days without stress and promotes more robust fruit development. On top of this, mulch is applied generously around each plant. Straw or shredded leaves work best, as they keep soil moisture consistent, prevent weeds, and slowly decompose, adding organic matter back into the soil. Right, so here's a practical example for you. If you're planting 4 tomato plants in a row, you'll want to give each plant about 2 gallons of water and do it directly at the base every 7 days. After watering, just cover the surrounding soil with a 2 to 3 inch layer of straw. Over the season, that mulch will gradually break down and enrich the soil, supporting the plant's continuous growth. It's really that simple. Another important secret is pruning and staking. The Amish, really focus on growing fewer, stronger branches, rather than letting the tomato plant just sprawl out everywhere. By removing those lower leaves and any excess side shoots, they're able to channel more energy into developing fewer but larger fruits. Staking or caging your plants helps keep them upright, which reduces the risk of rot and honestly improves air circulation, a key factor in preventing disease. Here's a simple step you can follow. When your tomato plant reaches about 12 inches, remove the first 2 sets of leaves from the base. As it grows, pinch off any suckers between the main stem and side branches. Use a sturdy stake or cage to support the plant as it grows taller. This focus on quality over quantity ensures each tomato has enough nutrients to reach impressive sizes. Finally, the Amish method emphasizes natural feeding over synthetic chemicals. Once the plant is established and flowering, they use a mixture of fish emulsion, seaweed extract, and diluted compost tea every 2 to 3 weeks. A typical recipe for a single tomato plant might include a gallon of water mixed with 2 tablespoons of fish emulsion and 1 tablespoon of liquid seaweed. This steady supply of micronutrients keeps leaves dark green and fruits large, without burning the plant or leaching nutrients from the soil. The result of these combined strategies, companion planting, rich soil, deep watering, strategic pruning, and natural feeding, is a tomato garden that produces consistently massive fruits while minimizing pest and disease problems. You're not just growing tomatoes, you're cultivating an ecosystem that thrives naturally. If you implement even half of these techniques in your own garden, you'll likely see a noticeable difference in both size and flavor. And the best part? These are practices that can be used year after year, making this an evergreen guide for any gardener serious about tomatoes. So, fellow tomato lovers, give this Amish method a try this season. Experiment with companion plants, improve your soil, water deeply, prune carefully, and feed naturally. Your tomatoes will thank you with fruits that are bigger, juicier, and far more flavorful than anything you've grown before. Don't forget to subscribe to Evergreen Garden for more tried and true gardening secrets. Share this video with your fellow gardeners and leave a comment below letting me know your biggest tomato victory or challenge this season. Together, we can grow the kind of tomatoes that make everyone stop and stare.